Hi everyone, let's resume on solving quadratic equation by factorization. So previously we have done solving quadratic equation using a formula. Okay, now we are going to talk about factorization. So as you can see here, I say it's important and you must study this and master this. Okay, so pay attention in this class and we shall move on from here. Okay, so if you are given like a quadratic equation here, you want to solve by factorization. What does it mean? Meaning that you can draw a cross here. Okay, so this is a method other than using your calculator. Okay, so I'll just tell you what to do here. You do a cross. Okay, then so you want these two things to multiply together to get x squared, and you want these two things here to multiply to get 6. But there are so many possibilities, right? Okay, so what is the criteria so that you get the correct one? So what you want is that the things here, okay, let's say here, okay, so I just pick one, put it in, okay, what do I get here is that this is x multiplied together, this is 6x multiplied together, so you get 6x plus x is equal to 7x. But the thing is, this 7x is not equal to this negative 5x. So your choice of 6th one is wrong. Okay, means you have to go to another possibility to try. Okay, so let's see another one, negative 6 and negative 1. Then it adds up to be negative 7x. It's still not this one, right? So this choice is also wrong. Alright, then I move on to the next one. 5x, negative 5x, very close, but it's still wrong. Okay, still wrong. Okay, last one. I go for this, then I go for this. Eventually I get negative 5x, negative 5x. So this is the correct one. Then what do I have? I have it here. I write the original one is equals to x minus 3, x minus 3, then multiply by x minus 2, x minus 2. Okay, then you write in this way. Then what does it mean here? You have two things multiply, you get 0. Let's see, you have a, b, you multiply them, you get 0. Then one of them must be 0, right? Either a or b must be 0, or both of them is 0, right? So for this case, you have a times b equals 0. What does it mean? It means that x minus 3 must be equal to 0, or x minus 2, it must be 0. So I have to write x is equal to 3, or x is equals to 2. This is not n, although n will be correct also, but or is the correct one, because it is not necessarily that both of them must be 0. Only one of them is 0, then it's sufficient to have this thing equal to 0. Okay, so that's how you do it by factorization. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is the common mistake that a lot of you make. Okay, so if you have these two things multiply, you get 0. Then you get x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. The argument, I've talked about it already, and you should be able to get it. So either one of them is 0, so this one is equal to 0, or this one is equal to negative 2. Then they are correct. So what is wrong here? If you have two things that that multiplies to be equal to 5, can you say that x minus 3 equal to 5, and also the other one is equal to 5? The answer is definitely no, right? Okay, the answer is definitely no. Then if you do this one, you check. So that this one is wrong. X equal 8 or x equal 3. Let's say this is your answer. Then you substitute back into the original one. You should get left is equal to right, right? Okay, so let's try. If you do this, x equal 8 substitute into the left hand side, then 8 minus 3 is 5, then 8 plus 2 is 10. So you get 50, which is not equals to 5 on the right hand side. So this is wrong. Okay, you gotta be careful about this one. So two things multiplied together equals 0 means one of them is equal to 0. But two things multiplied together is equal to some other number, then it might not be both of them. Either one might not even be the number itself. Okay, so be careful about this. Okay, solve this by factorization. So what is the difficulty here compared to the previous one? Previous one we have only x squared. So the combination is only x and x. So now here it's 6x squared. There are a lot of combinations. It can be 6x times x. It can be 3x times 2x. Okay, and so on. Okay, so let's try for this one. Okay, you pause the video and try this yourself. Okay, see whether you can figure out the numbers, the combinations. Okay, then we come back to do it. All right, so this is 7x. So we try this one, 6x, x, 2 and 1. Add them is 8x, is not correct. Then try again, is this one, is negative 7x. It's quite close already. When you see something like positive, negative sign, that's like the problem, causing the problem. Then you change the sign over here, right? Okay, then next one, this one is wrong as well. Then this one, like I said, you change the positive, negative sign, then you'll be getting this one. Okay, so this one takes a little bit of practice to check whether you can do it or not. Okay, so you have to keep on practicing to get familiar with this one. So eventually you don't even need to draw all this. Okay, so I'm drawing all of this just because I treat you as you have never learned this thing before and you have been keep on using calculator. So I prefer you to try to use this one because you can do it without using calculator. Okay, so I hope you can do it also without using calculator. I'm not smart, but this one is like general norm. Normally people can do this one. Okay, so not the smart people can do only. All right, so this is the correct one. So what we have is 3x plus 2, 2x plus 1. So I will get this thing equals 0, and the final answer is this: x equals negative 203 and x equals negative 102. All right. Now I want to point out something here. In the exam, normally they won't force you to use any of the methods. But then let's say you need to know what is the factor of this thing. So what do? Let's say you are not familiar with these kind of methods and you only know how to use formula. Then what do? Your formula will give you two answers. One answer is x equals to negative 2 over 3. The other answer will be x equals to negative 1 over 2. So how do you go from this one back to this form? Okay, so I'm telling you how to cheat in the exam. Okay, so if or in some case that you need to use these techniques. Okay, so you know this thing here is the root. So if you want to form it back to the factor here, then it should be x minus this thing, right? So minus 2 over 3 becomes plus 2 over 3. Okay, then the other one will be x minus half. So it will be x plus half. Okay, then it's equal to 0. But notice that these two doesn't multiply to be equals to 6x squared. No, it doesn't multiply to be equal to 6x squared. So what you should do here is that you have to multiply 3 on this side and 2 on this side, so that this thing would look like what? Look like 3x plus 2 and 2x plus 1 is equals to 0, which is the same as this one, you see. Okay, so this is the way to do it. Okay, if you really can't get this thing, okay, by factorization, then you use the formula and trace it back. Okay, trace it back by using this method. So remember, if you get 5 here, then the factor should be x minus 5. Okay, if you get negative 2 here, then the factor should be x minus 2, which gives you x plus 2. So if these two multiply is the same as this one, then nothing is needed. Okay, if these two multiply is not that one, then you adjust the so that there's no fraction. Okay, that's the way to do it. All right, I think you're smart enough to cheat. Okay, at least to say. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Final remarks. So sometimes you can't solve these kind of things by factorization. Why is that so? Because it might be that the answers will be like decimal places. So no nice answers for factorization are there. Okay, so this one definitely you can't solve it by factorization. So if in exam there is a question that says find the answers in how many decimal places or how many significant figures, most likely the hint is that don't use this one, use the formula. Okay, so that's what I want to say here. Okay, this one cannot be solved without computer or calculator. Alright, in this case, we can only solve it by using the formula which is given in the exam. Right, so you must master factorization because it will affect you a lot in Form 4, Form 5, and even further than this one, okay? Because it's the most basic things that you can have as a tool in math, okay? So one more, some of final remarks here. So this one I need you to remember. This one very, very important, okay? A squared minus B squared is equal to A plus B, A minus B. This one, no matter what, you need to remember, or else you will have a rough time in figuring things out, like how to cancel things off. So this one must remember. Okay, so let's say you see something squared minus a number, like x squared minus a number, then you have to think of the second one as something square as well. 9 is 3 squared. So you will write this as x squared minus 3 squared, which is x plus 3. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Hence, your answer is x equal to -3 and x is positive 3. Okay, so second one, can you try this one? How do you view the first one as something squared? That's 2x, right? Okay, 2x, the whole thing squared, then minus 9 squared, okay? So if you factorize, it will be 2x plus 9, 2x minus 9, okay? 2x plus 9, 2x minus 9, and you solve for it, okay? Very, very important, this one. In other chapters also, okay? Further down from here also, very important. Okay, so you got that? It's homework time. So finish this and we shall take a break. Okay, no calculator is allowed. Alright, let's start. Okay, I shall leave you some space to copy the questions and try this yourself. You can finish this in maybe 2 minutes, maybe, when you're looking at the computer or TV, alright, whatever. So it's very fast, you can finish this. Okay, try this. And we'll have the answers here later. Okay? So if there are some questions that you know already, then you fast forward. If not, I'll just resume here. Okay. So first one, cross. You got the correct answer here. 2 times 3, so it's 5x. So x plus 2, x plus 3. Then answer will be that. Okay. Then here, something on the right hand side. I need to move it to the left hand side so that it's equal to 0. It's not something multiplied by something. It's equal to a number. It's not allowed. Okay. Cross. Then this one looks a bit hard. No, right. 7 is 49. So that's the same. So eventually you will get this one, which means that x is equal to 7 only. There is one answer only. Okay, but it's repeated roots. Okay, later on you will learn this one. Okay, it's about the discriminant. So we will see this one later on, later in this chapter. Okay. Okay, that is simple, right? That's very, very simple. You just move this one over and factorize the x because x and x there. So factorize equals 0. So one of them must be 0, means 0 or 7. 0 or 7. Okay. This one, x squared plus 0x minus 81. Then you do a cross, you get this one, you get 9 and minus 9 for sure. There are some other ways, but then no. Okay, equals 0. Then you get this one equals 0, and x is equal to 9 or -9. If I were you, I won't use this one because I just taught you something, right? Okay, you view this one as something square minus this one as something square. Then what do? A square minus b square is equal to a plus b, a minus b is equal to 0. So x is equal to -9 or x equals to +9. Okay, then you're done. Okay, try to use this. Okay, when you see this problem, you got to think about this one already, right? Okay, or you know, you can just directly take the positive negative square root of 81. You know, you taking positive negative square root of 81. Actually, that is a consequence of this one. Okay, consequence of this one. But then you got the formula, so you always use positive negative square root of 81. Okay, next. You have these 3 level 1 questions. I'll just show you answers. And nothing special here. Why I say level 1 here? Mainly because it's not 1. It's not 1. It's not 1. Okay, so this one requires some techniques from you, some experience and hard work from you. Okay, then got these 3 answers for you to check. So check our answer and see if there's any problem. Okay, so if not, I'll see you then. Thank you.